Alright, I'm going to go ahead and weigh in on something that I didn't want to weigh in on, but I guess I couldn't help myself, and I feel like I got drug in on. And it's about my last fight. For those that didn't see it, I won the fight. I got cut open pretty bad. And I eventually got to take down and secured the rear naked choke after being cut open. And my opponent is saying that, he had the fight won, and, he just made a strategic or tactical error, and that's why he lost the fight. And, that's pretty much it. And I don't like that because it takes away from my accomplishment, because I am the one that won the fight, and strategic and tactical execution, or whatever you call it, is part of winning a fight. MMA is a very hectic, chaotic sport, and there's a lot of dicey situations. The person that can keep their cool and make good decisions under duress, that's the person who wins. So the fact that you didn't make a good decision under stressful situations, and I did, doesn't take away from anything. It just reinforces the fact that the better fighter won. Good fighters execute and capitalize on mistakes. That doesn't... Yes, my opponent landed a good elbow and did some good things. The elbow was a well-timed elbow. I think I threw a right cross, and he timed it well. I didn't see it coming. He landed it perfectly. But it is MMA, and there are other facets to the game. So if we're going to concede that, he landed this awesome elbow and it was this game changer of a, this fight game changer move, well, what about my jiu-jitsu? My jiu-jitsu is definitely superior. There are other facets to the game, so you can't just sit here and say, I did this elbow, so I'm, the superior fighter. Well, you got choked, so don't just sit back and say, I'm better, and I had it won. Well, no, you didn't. And the other thing is, in professional fighting, not just MMA, but boxing or professional grappling or kickboxing or whatever, major injuries happen all the time, and people fight through it. People break their hands, people break their jaws, get cut open badly, break their feet, whatever, and fight through it and win all the time. So yeah, I took a lot of damage, but I persevered. So yeah, it was damage, and it is important, but that's also part of the sport too. Like toughness, who's tougher? Like, you got beat by a tougher guy, like plain and simple. The other thing to it is, hindsight's 20/20. You can sit here and say, well, I just didn't make the right decision. I should have not went for the choke. I should have just sprawled. And yeah, you had a good sprawl. Your hips were engaged and whatever. Should have just sprawled. I had them cut open. We should have just separated and banged. And yeah, you're right. And that would have sucked. Like, It's cut open. You should have sprawled, separated, and then went to work on that cut. And then who knows, maybe you could have knocked me out or opened me up more. Or who knows, maybe I would have took you down again, or maybe I would have landed some more hands because I have better punching than you. But guess what? Fights are not about what shoulda, coulda, or woulda happened. We don't have that luxury. All we have is what happened. There's no way to examine it. It's about what you do in the moment and how you execute it. You know, sorry, we don't have the ability to stop it and pause it and replay it and do it again. So that just goes to the, back to that idea of making the decisions in the heat of the moment and having that presence of mind. That's part of being a fighter. Not just the tech, not just your skill. Like, yeah, my opponent, he's great at kickboxing. I'll give it to him. Like, he's a better Muay Thai fighter than me, but it's about heart and about toughness, and it's about, your mental capacity and being able to withstand through all the stress and grappling and wrestling and all that other shit. And, people don't want to talk about that. So I just feel like I needed to weigh in on that because I don't feel like people are giving me the credit I deserve, because I'm the one that grinded that out. And, you can say like, oh yeah, you landed that elbow, but if there's not a ref there and that fight continues like it is, I choke him out unconscious and he passes out, and my opponent's at my mercy. I could choke him out till he's unconscious, not moving, not breathing, and I can do whatever I want to him. Like, that's not a win. Like, that would ultimately lead to death if I wanted it to be. Like, if it was in a jungle or something like that. Like, that's the ultimate, like, defeat, and it's decisive. Like, and it took 2 minutes. It's a finish. There's no reason to expect a rematch. It's not like, someone threw a banana peel in the cage and, the opponent slipped and then I landed on him, and that was how I was able to secure the takedown and then advance the position and then get to the rear naked choke. No. I went in for a takedown. You chose to go for a choke. I capitalized on it and moved in for my takedown, advanced, yada, yada, yada. The rest is history. So, I don't know, man. It's just a bunch of crap, and I'm just, I don't know. I'm just sick of not getting the credit I deserve, and, yeah, I know I shouldn't care what people think, but it is annoying at the end of the day, because you do work hard day in and day out, and, it's just, I feel like I deserve a certain level of respect, so that's me weighing in on it.